Welcome to class 9th biology children. Today we are going to start chapter 9 adaptations in different ecosystems. Adaptations in different ecosystems. What do you know about adaptations? Adaptations means in Telugu it is called anukulanalu. Some changes we can see in the animals and also in the bodies basing on the ecosystems. So what changes are there in the plant body and also in the animal bodies we can see in the adaptations in ecosystems chapter, that is chapter 9. Okay, let us see. Let us discuss these questions. What is habitat? What do you know about habitat? Yeah, already we discussed a place where it prefers to live by an organism is called a habitat. Okay, is a tree habitat only for a crow? Yes or no? No, crows not only lives on trees. Okay, in what way an ecosystem is different from habitat we are going to discuss. We found that there were differences between the ecosystems of land and water and different ecosystems on land and water as well. Okay, so we can see various types of ecosystems on land and also on water. Okay, next we can see differences within the ecosystems in very small areas as well. We can see very minute differences or larger differences in between the ecosystems. Next we have studied in class 6th, that is habitat chapter, variations in the living communities. Okay, in the class 6th we have one chapter, that chapter is called habitat. In that habitat chapter we discussed variations in the living communities. Okay, but in this chapter we are going to discuss how organisms have started inhabiting in certain areas. But in this chapter we are going to discuss how the living organisms, either plants or animals, they got adaptations corresponding to their ecosystem. We are going to discuss. Let us see. Organisms have to adapt different means for better survival. For example, some trees such as mangroves and cypress have evolved a curious way to deal with the problems of growing in wet and salty places. If you observe wet and salty places, they will consisting two types of trees. What they are? One is cypress tree, next one is mangroves. What do you know about mangroves? Here we can see mangrove plants. These plants will grow near the seashore areas called mangrove plants. Okay, if you go to Hamsal Devi, you can see these mangrove plants. Okay, so these are mangrove plants. Next is cypress tree. It also develops in the same area like wet and salty places. Okay, they have evolved to have curious looking projections from their roots called pneumatophores or knees. So if you observe these mangroves, these are the leaves and branches. Next, at the bottom of these leaves and branches we can see roots. Okay, these roots will develop over the surface of soil up to how many inches? 12 inches. These roots are called knees. These knees are aerial roots develops from the lateral roots that are growing near the surface and protrude up to 12 inches out of the soil or sediment. So these knees are pneumatophores will develop over the surface of soil up to how many inches? 12 inches. Okay, if you observe the main functioning of these roots are useful for the gases exchanging. Okay, let us see. These knees is not definitely known, but there is a general agreement they aid the plants in maintaining adequate root respiration in aquatic environment, but its function was not known accurately by the scientists. But what they are thinking, what they are saying, they are saying that these roots are useful for the respiration. Okay, let us observe. Activity 1. Take a kalabanda, in Telugu it is called aloe vera, and a balsam plant in two separate parts. Okay, we need to take how many parts? Two parts. Okay, in part 1 we need to plant kalabanda plant or aloe vera. All of you observe this, kalabanda or aloe vera. But in another part we need to plant balsam plant. Balsam is one of the type of tropical plant. Okay, water each of them with 2 tablespoons of water. Do not water them for a week. Observe the condition of the plants after a week. Okay, so after planting them in separate parts, what we have to do, we need to water them with how many ml of water? Only 2 tablespoons of water we need to supply to each and every plant. Next, which plant showed growth? Which plant shows growth? Aloe vera shows growth. Which plant dried fast? Balsam plant dried fastly. Why? What the reason? Balsam plant requires more amount of water, but aloe vera is a desert plant. It never requires water. Okay, even though there is no water, it can survive. That is why it is also called xerophyte. Let us observe. Activity 2. Collect an aquatic plant out of water body. Example, duckweed, hydrilla or Vallisneria. Here what we have to do? We need to collect aquatic plants from the water body. Water body means a river or from sea or ocean, whatever maybe it is. Here we need to take duckweed, hydrilla, Vallisneria. These all are the aquatic plants. Either floating at the surface or propping out of it. Carry it back home and plant it in a pot and water it. So now we need to collect these plants and we need to fix or plant these plants in a tub and we need to supply the water. What do you observe? Compare your observations with that of activity 1 and write a note on what you find. So if you supply water, then what will happen? Basing on activity 1, what we are going to see, xerophyte plants, even though the water is not available, they can survive, but balsam plant requires more amount of water. Okay, so because of the supplying of only 2 tablespoons of water, what happened? Balsam plant dried fastly. Here we have collected duckweed, hydrilla, Vallisneria like aquatic plants. They require more amount of water. So if you supply only a few ml of water to these aquatic plants, what will happen? They will dry fast. Okay, see, from the above activity we see that the some plants dry up without water very quickly, while others can grow even with a very little water. Each of these plants are adapted to their conditions in their surroundings on the basis of need of water. So if you observe this activity, some plants, if you collected 20 plants, 20 aquatic plants, 20 out of 10 or 15 plants they may die because of the lack of water. Remaining plants they will grow even though water scarcity is there. What it indicates? It indicates those plants got adaptations in their bodies. Okay, desert ecosystem we are going to discuss and adaptations. What changes we can see in the desert plants and also in the desert animals. Now we are going to see organisms in nature create adaptable situations around them on the basis of their needs. They also adapt to situations specifically. So if you observe the ecosystem, even though it is waterland ecosystem or grassland ecosystem, whatever maybe it is, plants and animals they will get some adaptations. For example, in kalabanda the leaves are reduced to spines, that there is a little transpiration loss and water is also stored in the tissues of the stem. That is why these are called succulent stems. If you observe kalabanda or aloe vera, these are considered as a desert plants. Desert plants are also called xerophytes. If you observe these xerophytes, they consisting some spines on their bodies. Spines means mullu. Okay, these are the modifications of leaves. Leaves are modified or changed into or reduced into spines for the protection from loss of water. So this helps in the plant to live in condition of water scarcity. So these spines formation is useful to save the plant from water scarcity. As we come across in desert, kalabanda are found in our surroundings these days as well, but you may have heard that they are generally called as desert plants or xerophytes. So in our surroundings also we can see these kalabanda plants or aloe vera plants, even though these plants were considered as desert plants or xerophytes. Okay, all of you observe these figure 3 desert plants, some other desert plants. Opuntia cactus, like some desert plants we can see. Opuntia cactus are also some desert plants. Do you know the detail of boabab tree? This is the boabab tree. Okay, boabab tree, its trunk is swollen. What do you think it contains? It stores water in its trunk and survives the scorching heat of dry season. Okay, let us see this boabab tree trunk. If you observe this boabab tree trunk, its trunk is swollen. Why? What the reason? Because of the storage of water. So whenever summer it comes, then what will happen? It is the stored water can be utilized for its growth. Now we are going to discuss, do you know? Though these are called living stones, they are not stones. The swollen leaves are adapted to desert conditions. All of you observe the figure 4. Pebble plants. These are looks like pebbles or stones, small stones. But actually these are not stones. These are plants. Okay. Next, minimizing water loss and storing water, these are also called pebble plants. Each pebble is actually a leaf with a cut window that lets in light. The stone like appearance deceives the animal. Deceives means cheats the animals and saves it from the being eaten. So some plants, in order to protect themselves from the grazing animals, they change their body. Like a pebble means a small stone. So whenever the grazers comes to there, then what will happen? They feels they are not plants, they are pebbles or stones. So if they feels like that, they will move away from these pebble plants. So in order to protect themselves, some plants will change their bodies also. Okay, nowadays many xerophytes are grown as ornamental plants in pots at homes. So if you goes to your neighbors homes, sometimes you can observe some plants will be looks like a ornamental plants in their pots. Some persons they will grow some cactus plants like these plants in the pots. These plants are acting as like a, nowadays these are acting as like a ornamental plants. Some plants as a whole seem to be flowers, some with thorns, some have flowers with bright color petals. If you observe those ornamental plants, some contains thorns and some contains flowers with bright colored petals also. Next, nowadays these kind of plants are used as gifts for birthdays and other occasions also. Nowadays these kind of plants means these xerophytes are presenting as gifts for birthdays and some marriage day occasions also. Like plants adaptations can be seen in animals also. What adaptations can we see in a camel? So here up to now we discussed about adaptations in plants, xerophytes. Now we are going to discuss about adaptations in animals. How do they help? How do they help? Harmful stores fat for lateral use. Long eyelashes are there which are useful to protect eye from sand. Nostrils closes voluntarily to protect itself from blowing sand. Long legs keeps the body away from the hard ground. So if you observe this camel, it contains hump in it. So this hump stores water and also fat material. Next, what do you know about its eyelashes? Very longer eyelashes it contains. These eyelashes are useful for protecting itself from sand blowing. In deserts we can see sand blows So during the sand blowing, these longer eyelashes protect these cells. Next, longer legs are also there. These longer legs are useful to protect itself from hotness. Next, adaptations in some more desert animals we can see. Let us see. First desert animal, sidewinder snake. This is sidewinder snake. Next, this is rat. Next, golden mole, sand grouse bird. So now we are going to discuss about these four desert animals. First one, sidewinder snake. Next, rat, golden mole, sand grouse bird. Okay, adaptations in some more desert animals. First one, the sidewinder adder snake crawls sideways with only a small amount of its body pressed against the hot sand. Okay, so if you observe this sidewinder snake, it always uses its half of the body parts only to crawling in the sand. Okay, to protect itself from hot sand. Next, this technique helps it to cool itself. Next, the golden mole escapes from the heat of the sun by swimming through the sand just below the surface. If you observe this golden mole, it swims through the sand to protect itself from the sun. Next one, it rarely emerges out as it finds all the needs below the ground. It rarely emerges out. It rarely comes onto the surface of the sand. Whenever it requires food materials or anything else, it will rarely emerges into the soil or sand. All of you observe this rat. Next one, sand grouse bird. Rat, sand grouse bird. Now we are going to discuss about these two animals. Some animals show extraordinary ability to survive in the desert. The kangaroo rat of western North American desert can live without drinking water throughout of its life. Already we observed rat. That rat is called kangaroo rat. That kangaroo rat, where do we find? In the North American desert. We can see it can live it can lead its entire life without drinking water because its body synthesizes little water in the process of digestion. It takes different types of insects and some other materials. So whenever the digestion is going on its body, then what will happen? It's synthesize a small amount of water, so it uses that water. Next, the desert bird, sand grouse bird, flies long distance to find an oasis in search of water, which it carries back in its crop for its nestlings. Next, already we observed sand grouse bird. The sand grouse bird always searches oasis. Oasis means, where do we find oasis? In desert we find oasis. It contains water in it. Whenever it finds oasis, then it drinks some water and it gets some water for its nestlings. Next, the furry soles of fennec fox helps it walks on hot sand and loses its heat through its ears. Furry soles fennec fox. Foxes already, I think you know about it. So furry soles fennec foxes means the foxes which can be seen in the desert are called furry soles fennec fox. Okay, these foxes walks on hot sand and loses heat through its ears. Whenever they walks on hot sand, they will loses the extra amount of heat through their ears. When the sand becomes too hot, the sand diving lizard holds its feet in the air to cool down. Whenever the sand is too hot, then sand diving lizards, అంటే ఇసుకలో వెళ్ళే బల్లులు ఉంటాయి కదా, sand diving lizards holds its feet in the air to cool down. సో అవి ఏం చేస్తాయి? వాటి ఫీట్ ఉంటాయి కదా, కాళ్ళు ఉంటాయి కదా, వాటిని ఏం చేస్తాయంటే గాల్లోకి అలా పెడతాయి అన్నమాట. శాండ్ మీద ఉంచకుండా గాల్లోకి 4 కాళ్ళు పైకెత్తి ఉంచుతాయి. సో అలా ఉంచడం వల్ల ఏం జరుగుతుంది? దేర్ బాడీ బికమ్స్ కూల్ డౌన్. ఓకే, సో today's class is completed, children. Next day we are going to discuss remaining part. Thank you, children.